So Eric, we'll start.
Yes, yes. Hi, Richard. Have been hearing your name for many times from
Hi,
Dr.
Eric.
Sri.
Hi,
Yeah.
Eric.
Okay, let's start. Okay, a very good evening. Thank you for being here today. Let me introduce to you. We have Dr. Kamil from
Okay.
University Putra, Malaysia,
Okay.
and we also
Thanks.
have Richard from SG Quest with his colleague called Nikki, and we also have Agnes Ko. Agnes Ko is our invited speaker. Her son is in Singapore. So she's going to share some things with you all. And also my partner here, Eric from Asiana. And we take this opportunity to thank you again for being here on a Sunday evening. The purpose of this meeting is basically we want to launch the Singapore Work Attachment Program. But now we changed the name to Singapore Industrial Attachment Training Program. Okay. And this program is the students will do 6 weeks of theory in Malaysia, that is through virtual learning, and they will go through 12 months industrial attachment in Singapore. Okay. Now, DHS and SG Quest, we have been doing this since 2016. It has been very successful. Even during the COVID, yes, we did not have the numbers going in, but we still had a handful of students into Singapore. I think that lasts about 2 days ago. And we also have the program we did with one of the local universities on their graduates being placed in Singapore. So let me give you a understanding here. DHS is owned by me, and Tiana Hospitality is owned by Eric. And in 2019, we decided to collaborate, not to be competitors, to collaborate into the Malaysian Industrial Attachment Training Program, which we were very successful, and we have basically placed about 500 Malaysians into the program. And this year, June, we launched the program with the Malaysian Tourism Council, and we are looking to place about 1,000 Malaysians. And this program is fully sponsored by companies in Malaysia. So today we are supposed to have the president of the Malaysian Tourism Council, Mr. Uzairi Udanis, to give us a speech. But unfortunately, he has food poisoning and admitted in hospital. So without further ado, I would like to call upon Dr. Kamil from UPM, Education and Training, to give a few words. And it's over to you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sri. Good evening, everybody. Nice to meet you, even though online. Hopefully, we can have a physical meeting later. Okay, my name is Kamel. I'm from UPM Holdings, representing the UPM Education and Training in Berhad. UPM Education and Training in Berhad, or UPM ET, is one of the subsidiaries belong to UPM Holdings. And UPM Holdings is wholly owned by University Putra Malaysia. Well, our core business is more on education and training. And education we manage on behalf of the university. And right now we manage distance learning, and we have 1 diploma program, 5 degree program, and 4 master's program. And our training program is mainly divided into 3 categories. It's continuous training program, tailor-made program, and also one-off programs. For your information, I think UPMET has signed MOU with DHS Academy, headed by Dr. Sri, to collaborate in any sort of training programs. So for this program, Singapore Industrial Attachment training program. UPMET will support all the way to make this program a successful one. Okay, yeah, like mentioned by Dr. Sri just now, if you need a student from student from any university, we can build a link to this program. So we have a linkage with most of the public university in Malaysia. We have 20 public university in Malaysia. So if you need the participant from the university, I'll be happy to help or to link with the universities to get the participant to participate in the programs as mentioned here. So on behalf of UPM Holdings, specifically UPM ET, I hope this program will be a successful one, and UPM ET will support 100% this program. So thank you very much and good evening. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamil, for the speech. That is very encouraging. Thank you for the support. We look forward, as you know, that Malaysia is opening up the borders, and now we are basically in phase 4. We are on DHS part. We are already moving on this marketing, and this is where Eric is heading it. And this is one of the meetings that we have to soft launch our Singapore Industrial Attachment Training Program.
Okay.
So right now, I have my partners from Singapore, from SG Quest, namely Richard and Nikki, who are here to share the experience on the Singapore side. Why our program is completely different from the programs offered by people from other training centers or colleges. I forward to you, Richard and Nikki.
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Nikki. I'm from SG Quest.
Hey, hi. My name is Richard. We are from SG Quest. Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to use two languages today. So yeah. So so basically, what is this 1-year attachment program? Anyway, firstly, I would like to thank DHS and Dr. Kumar for giving us this opportunity to kind of share with you all about this attachment program.
非常的荣幸可以在这里跟你们分享这个1年的实习活动。
So we've been working with DHS for about 5 years now, and during these 5 years, we've brought about 800 students to Singapore to work, and about more than 50%, I would say, they are still working in Singapore, and they have maintained high position jobs up till now.
Okay, so DHS 跟 SG Quest 已经合作了大概5年的时间，然后在这5年呢，我们也顺利的把大概800名的学生带入到新加坡来体验最少1年的实习，然后在这个实习的过程中呢，50%的学生成功的在新加坡找到了全职的工作，然后他们也找到在新加坡的这个就业的机会啊。
Okay, so for this 1-year attachment, the students will be placed in a relevant industry, and yeah.
所以在这个1年的实习呢，他们都会安排在相关的行业工作一年呢。
Yeah, so for the allowance wise, for the first 6 months, it will be about 500 to 600 Singapore dollars. And for the next 6 months, 7 to 12 months, it will be about 600 to 700 Singapore dollars increase. Yeah, then this will be based on their performance.
Okay, 在他们在新加坡的这1年呢，他们的头6个月的津贴会是大概是500到600左右，然后接下来的6个月呢会是600到700块钱左右，这些增长呢都是会看他们的工作表现而定啦。
So yeah, in Singapore, right, I would say it's very easy and comfortable for the students to live here, as we are a multicultural society and it is a very safe country. The government here is very stable as well.
Okay, 在新加坡呢，我们是一个多元种族的社会，也因此呢，对于刚进来的学生也很容易的适应我们的环境。然后新加坡不只是一个安全的国家，我们的政府呢也很稳定。
And also during this COVID period, right? you all don't need to worry about the situation too much because it is handled very, very well here.
然后在这个疫情的期间呢，你们也不需要太过的操心了，因为新加坡的政府都其实处理得很好。
Yeah, so like the safe entry to Singapore, we will guide the students step by step, and we make sure that they are safely quarantined in a 3 to 4 star hotel, and we will call and check them regularly.
OK，这些新来的学生呢，我们都会教导他们怎么样运用这个进入的程序，然后对于我们新进来的学生，他们就会在3星到4星级的酒店开始全面的隔离啊。因为在这10天的隔离啊，如果真的是有需要的话，我们都会提供咨询的服务，还有一些辅导的服务因为10天并不简单
Yeah, we offer counseling services. We are always available to answer their calls or problems. Okay. So for Singapore, the travel and service industry makes up a large part of our GDP. So we need a lot of foreign talent to come and help drive the economy.
所以在新加坡呢，服务业还有那个餐饮业，还有旅游业呢，是我们的国家影响最大的，也是贡献在我们的 GDP 最大的 sector。
So as such, we are working very closely with DHS to give students, especially in the service, F&B industry, the travel industry, a chance to come and work and experience life in Singapore.
因此呢，我们和 DHS 的合作呢，可以让那些热爱餐饮和旅游业的学生有机会来体验这个真实工作的经验
Okay, so so like why should you come and work in Singapore?
然后为什么要选择新加坡呢？
Yeah, so Singapore, right? Most people are bilingual they can speak Chinese, English, even Malay, but English is like the main form of communication.
所以，因为在新加坡呢，虽然我们会运用很多我们会运用双语，可是英语还是最主要的沟通的语言
And like although Singapore is very small but opportunities here are very abundant.
新加坡虽然小，可是就业机会就很多，大概有200万的外国人才。
And like although most people will say that our standard of living is very high, which it is, but I would say that actually most things here are very affordable. And
新加坡的水平虽然高，什么东西都很昂贵，可是大多数的东西还是属于平价的啦。
And like our public transport is very efficient. The students can easily go from one place to another.
新加坡的公共交通呢也很发达又方便。
And also food-wise, we got a lot of food and also quite affordable.
对啊，在新加坡餐饮并不昂贵的嘞，然后美食广场还有快餐店都是在你的邻里左右。
And one important thing is the housing. When the students come, where they're going to stay, all that kind of thing. So although housing rental is expensive here, but the student don't need to worry about that because during this attachment program, SGQuest will handle the rent and all that kind of thing.
房屋是最昂贵的，在新加坡啦。可是我们也因为 SGQuest 也是知道这个是一个很大的问题，所以我们会全权负责。当我们把这个住宿的问题解决了，其实来这里就业的学生的烦恼也减少了很多了。
So thank you so much for listening to us. And if you have any further queries or questions, you can talk to me or talk to us or Dr. Kumar. And if you need any explanation or what, we are much willing to help you to explain.
所以如果有什么问题的话，可以跟 Dr. Kumar 还有跟我们说，然后我们都可以尽我们的能力来帮助新来的学生。新加坡见。
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Nikki. Eric, is there any questions from the floor? Who want to ask questions directly to Richard and Nikki? Any questions? Eric, you have any questions, Eric?
请问有什么问题 I leave it to my my friends here to ask. Is there any 你们有问题吗？可以问一下这边可以马上问。
Okay.
I got one question.
Okay.
Okay. Is if a student do you if there any how about the working permit or student pass? Will you apply for them?
Yeah, that one we will help them also.
Okay, 他们when they come in, right? We will arrange for a potential employer. So only upon confirmation of the approval is out from the Ministry of Manpower, then we will schedule this person to come into Singapore. They will be holding strictly work permit and not student pass. 是工作准证，2年的工作准证。Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no question, thank you very much, Mr. Yen Yun. Thank you for the question. Okay, now we will call upon Eric, the man who made this possible today, who is also sick. So Eric, if you can give a few words.
I would like to thank you so much for everyone to be around here, to be present today. And especially, I would like to thank the presence of Dr. Muhammad Kamil and the presence of SG Quest, Mr. Richard and Vicky, and all our ECs and the participants who are coming tonight. And I would like to say the words of gratitude is that all this exercise is here to help our Malaysian. You know, when the pandemic coming and a lot of parents and have lost their job. And I will say that many UECs families, UEC families, they have trouble paying fees, and many of them are looking for a way out. So I would say this is a rescue program to rescue these generations who lost their education or who lost their job or opportunity because of pandemic. And it comes in at the right time, and this in a big way that a big university like UPMED came in very aggressively, and SG Quest as well. And I will want to request and call for all the ECs and all the parents to take up this opportunity to be to send your children to this training programs, so that you know that this hospitality industry is the biggest employer in the world. even during pandemic, for the first quarter of 2021, we are still feeding 10% of Malaysian family. Now we are paying this industry. We are still paying 150 billion ringgit of this salary to 10% of family. So you see how big is the industry. And when it comes to lockdown, many sectors have been locked down except F&B. F&B still are able to operate. Either they limit the dine-in, or they totally cannot dine in, but still they are able to making products. So as you can see, if we want to let a lot of people, Malaysians, find the employment, the hospitality, especially in F&B, is the one way out. And now we are so happy and so grateful that our Singapore partner SG Quest came in aggressively, and they want to take care of our Malaysians students to find employment, and even up to their quarantine period of 10 days, they will take care. the accommodation and salary else. I was so surprised that many of them are so shy to ask questions. But I know later you keep asking me question. I hope that later you take another 5 minutes to ask about salary and the accommodation and all these things, because I want you to hear first-hand information from the important person in our Singapore. Because when you send our children to Singapore, Mr. Richard and Ricky will be the one who will taking care of our children. So rather than listen to me second-hand information, might as well you can ask them today. But it's okay, if you got time, you can ask. And I appreciate Dr. Sri for organizing this whole event, and because of you, Dr. Sri, that this is all possible, and our children have got another way out apart from the MIATP. Now we have SIATP, and we can see that our program is getting more and more excited. So we assure you that by in 1 year we will try our best to deliver 500 students to Singapore. Now this is this is what our target. So I hand over back to you, or before we launch the certificate, the brochure, Dr. Sri.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric. Let me, before I invite the invited speaker, Agnes Koh, let me explain to all of you here about this program in a nutshell. This program is something that was brought forward by DHS and SGQuest in 2016. When we started this program was basically 1 month of theory and 6 months of attachment. But later on, we decided to have 12 months of attachment because it provides the student an opportunity to learn and develop themselves further. So this program, you can see many people are selling quite similar program, telling that you can go to Singapore, and basically the parents would not know who the agent is. These are programs run by touts. The program that we run in the work permit from the Ministry of Manpower, it is mentioned SGQuest. So if anything goes wrong with your son or daughter, it is SGQuest. And SGQuest has a team of counselors, and where the students or your children have to meet once a month. And the students are basically placed in HDB flats where the regulation is 6 people to a flat. So the program is very much controlled. It is done in a very strict manner, where the students are also provided insurance during their training and after the training. Now, when we started this program, we worked with another university, and basically we have appeared in newspaper. There is a lot of write up about this program. We even came out in TV about this program. So this is something that it is not new. This is something that I would say that this is an old program, but we just changed the name of the program to Singapore Industrial Attachment Training Program. And SGQuest has been a great partner of DHS. We have solved many problems together. We even had a student who had a mental disorder, but the parents did not tell us. But when he went to Singapore, SGQuest picked it up because their counselors saw him posting in the Facebook playing basketball at 12 a.m. at night. And when they called him to the office, then he said he wanted to commit suicide. Okay? Apparently, he was in this tablets where to bring down his emotional level. So Richard and his team admitted him in the hospital. It was eve of Chinese New Year, where the parents had to fly from Alustar. Richard went to the airport to meet up with them. I flew down after 1 or 2 weeks, and we met the parents, we spoke to the parents, and SGQuest was very, I would say, very helpful. They even wrote to the hospital, they even wrote to the insurance company, because this student didn't declare that he has a mental problem. So who's going to pay for the hospital bill? It was about, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 Sing dollars. But SGQuest went all out of the way to write to the hospital to explain the situation, and I think the hospital was kind enough to waive off the fees. So this is something that we have experienced. Many other incidents with, SGQuest and DHS, we have experienced. So we have students who have gone in. Yes, sometimes they have problems, they have issues, but I think everything was dealt in a very professional way, and that's why until today we are together, building this partnership on a very strong way. And this is where that we had the opportunity to bring Malaysian graduates who finish their degree to go into Singapore as management trainee, and they earn anything from 2004 to 2,600 Sing dollars. Okay. Now, for this program, the Singapore Industrial Attachment Training Program, the first 1 month, the first 6 months, sorry, is about 500 to about 600. Okay, it depends on how the student perform in the interview. And the second 6 months, that means from the 7th month to the 12th month, is anything from 650 to about 700, or 600 to 700. And once they complete the 1 year, they will be issued with the certificate from the university, where SGQuest will give a letter to state that the student have successfully completed their training program, and the university will award them a cert. And once the student has completed their program for 1 year, SGQuest will help them to seek job opportunities in Singapore. So on the 8th month or the 7th month, SGQuest will ask the student, they have 3 choices. Choice A, they stay in the same company and continue working as a full, and earn about 1,200 to 1,400, or they find another company with which SGQuest will assist, or the third one, they come back to Malaysia. Okay. So I would say that our numbers into Singapore has been very good with the previous university that we worked with. And now we are with UPM. We are very strong. We want to build this program into a signature program in Malaysia. And this is where Eric has mentioned that he's looking at 500 students for the next 1 year. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have this special invited speaker here. Her name is Agnes. Agnes' son, Aaron, is in Singapore, and she will share with you what SGQuest has done. And Agnes, being a person in the hospitality industry, will also share with you the importance of this industry. Okay? So I hand over the floor to Agnes. Agnes, over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me to share as a parent sending my only son for this training program. Actually, I myself was in the hospitality industry for the last 36 years, and I just retired. Okay, this industry has a huge opportunity and career enhancement with so many departments to explore within the industry. Today, my son is with DHL Hospitality Academy here in Malaysia, and SGQuest in Singapore. He's undergoing internship in Singapore. He left end of last month. I understand, being a mother, we are very worried for our child going away from home to do this internship. But rest assured, the team in SGQuest and DHS are so helpful right from here, Malaysia, until he reached Singapore airport. With all the documents has been required. They teach and they help. You just step by step, not to worry about it, okay? And you have people at the airport picking him up to the hotel for the 10 days quarantine. And I find you feel very safe because your only child is there, you know? So I would like to thank DHS Hospitality Academy for the program introduced to me. And thank you, Nikki, and your team, Richard, to take care of my son in Singapore, right? This industry, with my own experience being in 36 years in this hospitality industry, it is very beneficiary to the youth today. And being in this industry, I assure this program is very suitable here, right? Singapore is an opportunity to be in, as their economy is based on tourism. And seriously, this industry, hospitality, you can find very big career, you know, because you have like F&B is a big area. And I myself, I have gone through 2 departments, so you can learn. And my last was in the human resources. So I rest assures parents, it's good to send your children for this industry. I don't speak Mandarin, but I can speak a little bit of Hokkien. I will speak in Hokkien. Parents, lúc nãy men hoàn lô, lúc kia đi Singapore, because SG Quest are very good. Chính xác hô, ilang kalau chok kalau lang anjuan chok, jeli step, lúc men kia. Anjuan chok lúc bồi heo lúc meng Nikki, because what I kêu Nikki help way kia, what I way kong, Nikki ask Nikki jeli, meng Nikki hide, and what Nikki and Richard has explained just now is happening exactly what my son is going through. And Tuesday, he will be starting his internship. Yeah. So not men who know parents who are like ki, or like kwa say guy. And I say, "Yang kong Hawaii, why can't help kong Hawaii, help kong Wana, help kong Amo?" So we can't as kong help kong Hawaii, be help in Singapore, Hawaii, Tinja Joy. But what we help kong Hawaii, what time more che? So it's very 真正好嘅 industry 可以去，對，互人去看，互人看世界。然後新加坡真正近呢，咱後港就是會使 border 會使開，咱會使去了嘛，對無？所以免煩惱嗬。我一個囝呢，所以我放心 with Nikki 甲Richard 甲伊人會貼啲 SG Quest。Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Seri.
Thank you, Agnes. Thank you very much. I mean, the last part I didn't understand, but I think it's not a curse or something. So, thank you very much for sharing. Agnes has been in the hospitality industry for 36 years. She started as a payroll clerk, a casual worker to pay casual workers, and from the finance department. And she moved up as the human resource manager for a 5-star hotel in Malaysia. So this is one of the parents who sharing their experience. Only son, who she trusted, she brought her son, and today he is in Singapore. Okay. So this is something we want to share, that we are very serious about what we do in DHS, and also with the same goes with SG Quest, okay, and also with Eric, where we have gone on a partnership. That's why it is known as DHS ASEANA. So without further ado, we would like to launch our program, the Singapore Industrial Attachment Training Program. Eric, over to you to launch the brochure.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sri. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Launching.
So, is there any questions that you would like to ask before we end the session? I mean, we have Quest there. We have Agnes as the parent. We also have Dr. Kamil from the university, from UPM Med. Any questions that you have? Because Eric is looking at bringing in the first batch of students on the 22nd of November, and our intake, we will start moving on a weekly basis if everything go as planned. So, you have any questions? Yes, I think somebody had raised their hands. Mr. Wong Xiaobu. Mr. Wong, you have a question?
Mr. Wong, 你要问用华语也可以。
没有，底下我不小心按到底下。
不小心啊。
Okay, maybe I would like to add on some things that I find that is quite encouraging. Okay, the Singapore government is really preparing for this opening because we have closed more than 3 to 4 months already. And the government actually come up with something called the COVID insurance. That means for all workers that is traveling from Malaysia, the employers have to purchase this COVID insurance for them. That means to say, for the first year, it is actually valid for the first year. In any situation where the workers get COVID, any hospitality, it will be covered by this insurance. So we make it compulsory for all workers coming in. Yeah, so I think it's a very good gesture from the Singapore government. Then just now we mentioned about the quarantine, right? Quarantine is not fun, okay? Because 10 days, although it's in a luxury hotel, but you look at the swimming pool, you cannot go to swimming pool, it's torturous enough. But one thing is the quarantine, it comes with a cost. And this cost is actually bear by the employers. The employer actually, they are the one who pay 1,450. You cannot go more than that because it's regulated by the Singapore government. Sing dollars, 1,450. So because of that, all workers that come into Singapore, we have to get them ready and make sure that they finish their contract. So in any event, if let's say they did not finish their contract, then of course, penalties. Okay, because as the Singapore government regulated, because they know that the cost need to come out from the employer, that's why they will have a penalty if they don't finish the contract. So what I want to encourage every one of you is, and also your children, is to look far. Okay, I think working in Singapore is not tough. Okay, as compared to many countries, Singapore is one of the safest and quite easy to survive country because of the MOM. Okay, MOM means the Ministry of Manpower. Ministry of Manpower, it's a government union that support all foreign workers. Okay, so Nikki is here. Nikki's role in our office, she is actually our welfare officer. So we purposely give her this role. Her job every day, 9 to 5, is to take care and answer any doubts or inquiry from parents or even from the students in Singapore and also before they come to Singapore. So, and her age is actually quite close to them, so she just came back from uni also,
So about the same age.
So for me, we are a team of people. We have another guy who is taking care of all the accommodation. Okay, he will do his own spot check. So every week he will go to every house to do spot check. Sometimes he is quite firm because he worked in the embassy for 30 over years. Okay, so he will know how to do spot check and he will send report to Dr. Sri in a monthly basis lah. So these are our job in Singapore. For me, I'm taking care of the operations, and our sales department, they are the one that is talking to all the companies. Yeah. Okay, 需要很好的英语对话吗？不需要。Okay, why I say that? Okay, somebody asked from the floor whether English need to be good. Okay, let me tell you, English don't really need to be good, because as long as you have the heart to be in the hospitality sector. I think when we talk about hospitality, Agnes have a lot of things to say. She's more experienced to share. But one thing is, I always tell the people, always have the heart to serve. So if you have the heart to serve, you have the passion to see people smile, definitely language barrier is something that you can overcome. So what I told most of the employers is they are trainees. They come here to learn. They come here they are your future employees. So this is why this is actually Dr. Street's idea. They come in as a trainee. After they are trainees, they will become full-timers. So the expectation from the employers will not be so high. And our employers are Singapore employers are quite niao, right? So they will do a lot of interview before they come in. So if let's say the employer accept your English language, it is like that, okay, it's okay. Okay, for Nikki role is to screen them, and after that, put them into the relevant department that suits their English. Those people who can speak good English, they will be put to the sales department. They will put into the hotel concierge. For those who are English are not that fluent, we will try to put them in the kitchen or as a service waiter. So from here, we will suit their interest and their passion. That's more important. Yeah. Okay, then another thing that I would like to highlight is talking about salary. Okay, so when they finish the first year, their salary will be a full-fledged, full-time salary. That was because of this COVID. I think the market start to rise. Their minimum they can get is about 1,500 and above. So Sing dollars lah. But of course, what is the difficult part is they have to really get their own accommodation. But rest assured, after the first year, they will be quite well versed lah. Okay, if the student already have Malaysia insurance or medical card, doesn't matter. If your children already have the Malaysia insurance, it is okay, because when they come to Singapore, the Singapore employer, we actually buy for them 2 insurance. One insurance is called the Workman Com insurance. Workman Com insurance is about 30,000. To say during office hour, if they get themselves injured, okay, it can be claimed. The second insurance, it is called the medical insurance. That means after office hour, you go and watch movie, you fell down, also as long as you're hospitalized, it will be covered. So actually, workers in Singapore, they don't need to worry about who is going to pay for my insurance. As long as you have a work permit card, that will be when you go hospital, you don't need to pay a single cent. Okay, you don't need to pay a single cent with your work permit card. But of course, if the amount more than 15,000, you need to pay lah. But if it's during office hour, more than 30,000, then you have to pay. Yeah. So 每周1天休息可以1个月拿4天吗？回家不可以。Okay, so for the first year, okay, if they one thing is every week, there will be 1 day off day. Every week there will be 1 day off day. Anything more than 44 hours is considered overtime. Okay, and because they are 1 year, they have 7 days leave. Okay, 7 days leave plus their public holidays is also considered leave. They can ask permission and go home, no issue. Okay, but when they come back but if they come back to Singapore, there will be a quarantine. Then that one you have to pay yourself already. So my recommendation is for the first year, don't go back first until everything really settle down. Yeah.
now difficult.
Yeah, so
Okay.
minimum per year is 300 hours for internship and minimum 48 hours attend class, right? Okay, this one I have to ask Dr. Kumar to answer.
This what they put the minimum per year is a 300 hours for internship. I mean your internship per week is 48 hours. I mean it's 8 hours a day times 6 days.
Yeah.
So you in a year you have 52 weeks. Okay, 52 weeks. So you have to take the 48 times 52. Okay. Now online class, basically they are doing their online in Malaysia. So there's no online class in Singapore because they are doing their cert here and they're doing their attachment. Now this program is done into two parts. The first part is they will do their 6 weeks of certificate here, and the second part is the 12 months of attachment in Singapore. So there's no online class or must go to college or attend class. No. In Singapore, no. It is strictly on attachment. Okay. To go to their work, they have to pay for their accommodation, for their transportation. It's about 100 plus. Okay. They needn't have to go to college. And their transportation pass in Singapore is unlimited. They can use the bus or they can use the MRT unlimited for 1 month. Okay, if they want to go one day, their off day, take the bus, go anywhere they want, they can keep on going in the bus. It's not an issue. Okay. So Henry, have I answered your questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, so the COVID test, how much? Need to pay by Sing dollar or Malaysian ringgit?
Okay, the COVID test is about 248 Sing dollars if I'm not mistaken.
No, now it's already 160.
Oh, so maybe I will tell Nikki to share with you roughly the procedure. Once the IPA is approved, Nikki, you can take over from here.
So once the IPA is approved, we will talk about when they can come in. And after that, once we have a fixed date or something like that, then after that, we apply for the entry permit. Then once you got this entry permit, everything settled already, then they can book their flights or their transport into Singapore. And also on this, they will also be given a safe entry form. In this safe entry form, there will be a step-by-step guide on what to do, how much to pay before coming in, and also they will guide them on how to register online. So actually, last time we used to have the arrival card, but now we don't have the arrival card already. It's just this online digital what do you call it? Digital certificate or token?
Yeah. So the cost is they have to, because when they reach Singapore, they will be doing the first PCR test. So this PCR test is payable by the employers. So after the 8 days.
Oh no, sorry, I need to. So this PCR test, when they reach the checkpoint, that one the student have to pay for themselves. That one is 160 Sing dollars. That one they'll have to pay online before they travel to Singapore. And at the end of the SHN and during the SHN, they will have to take a test also. But this test is paid by the employer. So the only thing that the students need to pay will be the $160 before coming to Singapore.
Yeah, but it will be we will give you the link where to pay when the work pass is approved.
Yeah.
I think Nikki, you had given a procedure which I passed to Eric, but I think it is I think there's some.
I need to update.
Okay, no problem. What we will do, we will have another session with Eric on that.
Sure.
Step by step on the changes. I think the one that I gave Eric was 14 days of quarantine.
Now it's 10. Yeah. I will email you the updated one later.
Can. And the payment they make directly to the, they give a link where you make the payment directly to the government of Singapore, nothing to DHS.
Okay, it's all to the government one.
Correct. I think earlier was about 2448 or something. The
decreased already. Now it's 160.
So earlier was 248, now it's decreased.
Yeah.
So whoever went earlier, don't ask me for refund. I mean, Agnes, okay.
I
Here
got
we
it
have.
to 160. I got it.
Okay, good. Here we have a question from Dr. Kamil. The age is from 18
Yeah,
18 to 25.
at least 18.
Yeah, minimum 18 years old.
Mm.
Okay, I have another question. What is the entrance qualification for the student?
Completed SPM.
Yeah.
Now, when we say completed SPM is they can fail or they can pass or they can have 1 credit. So we are just looking at students who have
at least 1
completed.
credit.
Sorry?
Okay.
Okay, if you don't have SPM, but we have students who have gone in, but we will put them through the interview. Okay, we had, I think, in one or two occasions students who finished standard 6. Remember Richard, we had in 2019 finished standard 6, and then we had some finish from 5, and then they were working, and then they wanted to come into the program. Okay, now let me share with you. When we do the interview for the student, we will keep on giving them interview until they are placed into Singapore. But it is, if the student also has to take the trouble to know the company that they are being interviewed. Okay. SGQuest will always give them 48 hours before the interview. So if your interview is going to be on Wednesday, by Monday you will know. Okay. Which company? Please go into the website. Have a look at the website. Which company? I mean, I can share with you. We had one company called Hot Tomato, and this guy who was interviewed. I mean, they asked a simple question. What is the name of the company? He said Hot Potato. So, these are things. And when the student, when they fill up the form, when they give their resume, it is always very important for them to state there whether they have joined any club, like have they gone into like cadet, have they gone into the Red Crescent or St. John's Ambulance, some uniform activities, because these are things that the employer will look at. Okay, these are things that they will look at. Okay, now we have another question. Need minimum 2 vaccine? Yes.
Yeah.
They must have the 2 vaccines.
Yeah, we will need their digital vaccine cert.
How many meals per day they are given? Duty meals.
3.
When they work, they are provided duty meals.
When they work.
So when they are in the quarantine for 10 days, they are given 3 meals.
Yeah.
But when they are working, they are given duty meal.
Again?
Okay.
That's correct.
Is there?
Yeah. Normally, when they are working, they are giving, if it's just 8 hours, they will be giving 1 meal. But if they do overtime, then they are entitled for 2 meals.
Any other questions? Eric, any questions, Eric?
Yes, regarding the hi Richard, regarding the SPM, they must have SPM whether they fail or pass, or they totally fail everything. They must have SPM result. Is that what I mean?
They must have the SPM cert. Okay, for those who do not have an SPM cert, okay, that means to say they didn't pass at all, or in any event where they lost the cert. Okay, then we will need to go through interview with them, and because of that, okay, sometimes the companies, if they are really selected, then it's up to the company whether they want to take them, because without an SPM cert, their levy is actually very high. So it can be, if they are really good, the companies are willing to hire them, then maybe they will. This is why we put a range of their allowance when they are in Singapore. We actually put $500 to $600. So those people who don't have certificate and yet they want to come, so they will start off at a lower salary. Yeah, so this is why we put a range. But so far, we has been trying our best to help every single passionate student to come to Singapore. Even there is one girl or one boy where he have already interviewed 7 times. You know?
No, 15 times.
15 times.
15 times. 15 times.
15 times. And we know that it is the student's issue, you know, but deep inside our heart, we know that the parents will want this boy to come. So we still try our best, you know, we just don't want to give up until really he interview all our customers, then no choice really. Yeah.
I mean, nobody to interview, then Singapore, all the company interview, then sorry lah. Okay, now about SPM cert. With SPM cert, if you get a credit in BM or history, you will get the cert, or you have a slip, or they give you something called sijil ambil peperiksaan. So the only difference is the allowance when they go there. But we have also sent students without SPM. I think we have a handful of students who have gone through. It is not an issue. We had some questions just now on the meal. If off day, they have to find their own meal. They have to find their own meal to eat.
OK， 还有多样东西就是他们有讲sorry can help translate in Chinese about the non-SPM cert. OK, so I'm going to speak in Chinese regarding those people who don't have SPM. OK， 那些没有 SPM 文凭的学生，这些你们都不用担心，我们会尽量的让他们通过这个面试。可是当我们在面试他的时候呢，如果是雇主选到他，因为他们没有 SPM cert 嘛，所以他们的那个 levy 啊，新加坡我们要还那个人头税就会比较高，然后那个雇主就会可能给他比较少的工钱呐。所以为什么学生一来到新加坡，我们就是说会在500到600块之间，就是这样子。最要紧的不是他们有没有文凭，最要紧的就是他们要有那个心。想要来新加坡，这个是最重要的。Okay, then we move on to one of the question is can we elaborate and share about the place where they stay? Okay, this is one of the question. Okay, so you see, they will be only staying not dormitory. Okay, they are we don't put our workers in dormitory. Okay, 我们不会把我们的学生放在那种叫做 dormitory 是给建筑工人住的，我们是把他们放在 HDB flats. So we only put our student in HDB flats. What is HDB flats? HDB flats is not like Malaysia. 70% of the Singaporean, including myself, stay in HDB flats. Okay, 新加坡的主屋 ，OK， 所以78%的新加坡人都住在政府主屋啦。OK， so 那个政府主屋呢，不管你有多大你只可以住6个人而已。So Dr. Kumar have already elaborate the maximum stay of in a HDB flat is only six people. They don't care how many rooms you have, but so mostly people who can rent out the rooms is at least 3 bedroom. That means one room about 2 to 3 people. But so far, because of this COVID, we have already minimized it to 2. Yeah. So and they have a landlord there. 那里是有屋主住的。And the landlord will be the one taking care of the students 那个屋主也是照顾你们的孩子的就是这样Can they be accepted by working experience if they don't have any academic? Yeah. So let me repeat. Academic qualification is not really important here. Your paper is not important. Most importantly, we want to look for people who really have the passion to serve. They really want to have a breakthrough in hospitality and in service sector. Okay? Yeah, means don't have SPM student allowance estimate 500 per month. If for SPM with minimum 1 credit is about 6 to 5. Yes, I can say that. But one thing I cannot say all. Okay, because maybe you have someone who don't have SPM, but they are really good. They really have the passion during the interview. They really impress on the interviewer. Then we will and the companies will even give 700. So I cannot speak for all the companies, but we are only giving them the minimum guide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share with you. The SPM is not a concern here. Okay, the only thing the SPM is on the levy and also the allowance that the student is going to get. But on the allowance also depend on the student, because we had one student who had no SPM, but he could do magic. He learned how to do magic and he was given a job and he was paid on a higher allowance. So this is all depend on the student. So I think SPM is something that it is not a concern here. Without SPM, you can still come. Now, why you come for this 6 weeks training is basically to prepare you to go to Singapore. Okay, and if you look at the module also, it's very simple, where you learn about hospitality, back of the house, front of the house, and customer service. And the certificate is awarded by UPM, okay, UPM Education and Training. Now, what happens is the student go to Singapore after 1 year of training, and he starts working in Singapore, earning about 1,005. I think now Richard said about 1,005 their salary, but I just keep it from 1,002 to 1,005. Now, when he's working, and later on when he decides to further himself for the diploma, he can use this cert and go to the sister school of DHS, that is TMC, and do on a part-time basis after the 1 year of attachment in Singapore, when he is full-time in employment, earning 1,002 to 1,005. So what we are trying to say here is the student has an opportunity to move in the career, or he can, while he's already on the career, he can upgrade himself doing a Singapore diploma, because that will allow him to complete the diploma within 6 to 8 months. He needn't have to do the attachment. Okay. So this is how the program has been developed. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes,
Eric?
there's one question. There is a question on UEC student earlier not answered. UEC.
UEC, yes, UEC students. UEC is from Chinese private school. What you call it? From Chinese private schools in Malaysia. Yes, we have from before we had few UEC students moving into Singapore. Yes, we have.
OK， MK Lai UEC 可以啊，没有问题。Graduation in Malaysia or Singapore after 12 months internship?
The graduation after 12 months, we can have it in Singapore. We can fly Dr. Kamil to Singapore like what we did before, Richard. We did a graduation in his office. We have done it before. So that we can do it in Singapore, or we can do it in Malaysia. It is not an issue.
有素食馆培训吗？
It means vegetarian, is it?
我们可以找的。
这种thanks for giving us an opportunity to look for vegetarian. So 这些都可以找的啦，这个不是一个问题。
What is this?
Because some parents wish to take photo with children.
For graduation, is it?
Or for
to
graduation, yeah. We will see what will happen after 6 months, because Singapore has been reviewing this during this COVID-19, so we would not know what really happened. But as much as possible, it is okay for us to arrange. If you all can come, definitely we will be more than happy to do it in Singapore. Yeah, previously we have done it, and I think it's also good for Dr. Sri and us, because he will come here almost every month to make sure that your student, he personally like to meet up with your students. Yeah, I also don't know why. so it's good to have it here. 烘焙点心有 yeah. Actually, last time we used to bring in a lot of pastry students. Yeah, this is not this is part of our one of the sector that we are doing, bakery and pastry. Yeah.
You see, I will share with you, before the office was in Orchard Road, and then they moved to where was the place that you moved from Orchard, Richard?
We okay. During we are in Orchard Towers. We have been there for 15 years. I'm there since I'm 21. Now I'm coming 40. Then that place want to tear down. The government say they have to tear down. Then after that we went to Ubi. Then Dr. Kumar say it's not a good place for the student to go to Ubi. So he say, why not you move to Woodlands? So for his sake, we moved to Gambas, which is Woodlands.
So now the parents to go from Johor to Woodlands I think it is it's much easier.
This is as per your request, but you haven't come.
Yeah, I haven't come for 18 months now to Singapore. Otherwise, every month I'm in Singapore. So, any other questions? I see here from Henry, of course, some parents wish to take photo with their children. Yes, if the borders are open and you are freely to move, please, you can go down to Singapore. You can visit SGQS office. You can call Nikki and tell that you are coming, so they can inform your son and daughter. You can go and have a chat with them, with their counselors, to find out how your son and daughter is being there. These are things that we encourage. There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
You will know exactly where your son is staying, your daughter is going to stay. So we are very open about it.
Great.
Okay, this photo shooting and all these things, I share with you, Henry. We don't do all these things. Okay, the last time when we did the graduation, Richard and his team were the photographers using the phone, and I think it was quite, we didn't bring any professional photographers to come and shoot. No, we didn't do that. But if you feel that you need to bring some professional, then it's up to them. We don't get into those things.
But we can help you to find if you need.
You know why she said that? Because her passion is photography.
So maybe she will charge 150 Malaysian ringgit. That is about 50 Sing dollars. So
if you think my photo okay, then they're okay lah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think tonight we have quite a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are still questions. It's just they don't know where to ask and what to ask.
No problem, Eric. What we will do, what I would suggest is maybe we will meet again, maybe with Nikki and also with you, Eric, and your team. You may have questions running in your mind right now. You can write it down, and then we can have another session with Nikki, and then if any questions you can ask, and then it can be done.
Okay.
It is not an issue. This is something that we wanted to launch this. So Eric, you can move now, and Richard now will be quiet for 1-2 weeks. After that, he will ask me, Dr. Kumar, how many students? So you can see one number 012-205-9811. That one you call him for student. Okay. So thank you very much. I know it is a Sunday night. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Dr. Kamil. Thank you, Agnes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you all of you here. Thank you, Richard and Nikki, for being here today. And let's move on this. And Eric, it is all in your hands now. And thank you very much, Eric. I know you were not feeling well. You were the last 3 days with antibiotics and sleeping with high fever. So I hope your fever doesn't go up higher. And yes, I forgot our good friend from Kota Kinabalu, Jessel. Jessel, thank you for being here. Jessel is maybe we can ask Jessel to give a small speech before we end, because he had one student, Chinese student from Sabah, and Jessel flew with the student to Kota Kinabalu, and he was with the student there. Yeah, this was in 2019. So Jessel, can you please share your experience with SG Quest and your student in Sabah who is now there working? Mr. Jessel? Jessel disappeared, Mr. Jessel, can you hear me? I think Jessel has checked out now. Okay, that's okay. I think maybe he's not around. Maybe he checked out. So thank you very much,
Okay, thank you.
and good night, and stay safe, and see you all
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Bye
Thank you.
bye-bye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you, Dr. Sriguma. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.
Okay.